A suspected attack leaves the person wounded with a firearm in the lower limbs.
Authorities of today. According to confidential information, the wound was not serious and the patient is stable with no major injuries. Police authorities apparently have no record of any call about this alleged attack and do not know details of the place, exact time or circumstances of the event.
Uncertainty grows in the apparent disappearance of 3 fishermen from San Andres at sea.
The San Andres Port Captaincy affirmed to Teleislas News that it has not had received a report or formal complaint about the apparent disappearance of 3 fishermen at sea since last August 8. The Maritime Authority added that the vessel Ola 22, in which they were presumably working, is not registered as having sailed in the maritime traffic system. Meanwhile, unofficial versions of the concern of the relative of Ramon Pineda Gonzalez, Luis Daniel Gomez, and Rodolfo Correa, who apparently had gone out to carry out their fishing activity in the midst of adverse weather conditions, are gaining strength in social networks.
The maritime authorities in San Andres have not confirmed or denied to this moment the interception of another vessel with approximately 10 foreign migrants destined for Central America.
Reliable sources informed this news agency that the National Navy allegedly intercepted a new vessel transporting illegal migrants to Central America. This will be the 4th case of this criminal modality in the archipelago in the last 2 months. On August 11 of this present year, the Navy found 36 illegal migrants in Albuquerque. On the 10th of the same month, the authorities arrested 17 Venezuelan migrants who were being transported aboard a boat named Blue Scorpion, which was southwest of San Andres and was bound for Central America. On July 12, the Navy arrested 12 Cuban citizens who were illegally in the department and intended to leave the island in a boat named Fanan and Jose. In recent declarations, maritime authorities state that the archipelago has become one of the most interesting transit routes used by migrant smuggling gangs, a situation that could trigger the deployment of new strategy to attack this fact.
And the community is concerned by the image that the island has been having in terms of migrants eyeing the island as their main route in seeking to reach the American dream.
A situation that concerns residents and residents in the department is the route that has been farmed and the illegal service that the authorities have seen is being provided of transportation to Nicaragua due to the constant interception of vessels with Venezuelan migrants on board. During the morning, Teleislas News looked for perception from some residents of the island, and this is what they said.
The situation is out of the control of our hands. The local authorities can do certain things, but I think that the national authorities should avoid people from that region coming to San Andres without any clear objective. And we know that those people are not coming with a large amount of money. They are not coming to spend money, and they will have to say where they are going to stay, why they are coming, who will bring them here, and what they plan to do from here.
I agree with you, no make them come here because right now, we in business is slow and small right now. If we make more people come in, it's bad for we. I believe we could come out and march about it and make a presentation about it. Fix the solution.
About 150 people have been detained by the maritime authorities. The community is reminded that this activity is a crime and islanders are invited to report any such case in the department.
In other news today, the Pro Archipelago Foundation, the representative to the Chamber and the Chamber of Commerce, talked a little about how the new tax reform could affect or benefit our islands.
Representative Elizabeth J. Pan and Jorge Mendes, together with the Pro Archipelago Foundation and the Chamber of Commerce of San Andres and Old Providence, analyzed the possible benefits, opportunities, and threats that the tax reform presented by the government to the Congress of the Republic present for the archipelago.
To tell you a little bit about this meeting that we convened as Pro Archipelago Foundation. We summoned the representative to the chamber for the islands as well as the Guyals, such as the Chamber of Commerce. We addressed relevant issues such as the tax reform that is underway in the Congress of the Republic. We wanted to analyze some points that affect or benefit the archipelago. Among those is the issue of hotel taxes and fuel subsidies. We also discussed issues such as the family basket, and in general, we were able to look over the benefits and discuss them. We concluded with the commitment to present before the Congress a proposal between these congressmen and then socialize it with the community on September 16th.
During the meeting, the achievement and comparative advantages that the archipelago achieve as a special territory according to the regulation were highlighted. The inclusion of programs and projects in the government plan of the new national president, Gustavo Petro, was also evaluated.
Heavy rains have been presented on the island, conditions that will persist for the next 2 days, according to information from Port Captain Marco Antonio Castillo.
The heavy rains that are ongoing on the island will persist for the next 2 days, according to information from Port Captain Marco Antonio Castillo.
Durante el transcurso de los próximos días.
In the coming days, we will have winds averaging between 15 to 20 knots due to the interaction of the high pressure center in North Atlantic and the low pressure that is positioned southwest of the wider Caribbean basin. Due to this, it is expected to have a swell of 2 meters high, so it is recommended to take extreme security measures during the maritime conditions.
Due to the heavy rains, increased wind, and waves, the maritime authorities recommend small boats to be attentive to the communiques, as some restrictions will be made considering the weather conditions that will affect the department.
Diariamente, la Estación de Control de Tráfico Marítimo realiza.
Daily, the Direction of Maritime Traffic Control performs an assessment of the atmospheric ocean conditions, taking into account the precipitation. Considering this, some restrictions are made to safeguard life at sea.
At the same time, it is recommended to the community in general to be cautious and secure their roofs and not to throw garbage in the drainage channels in order to try to mitigate the effects that could be caused by the weather conditions.
The Ministry of Health announced today that monkeypox is on the rise throughout the country and therefore provides some recommendations.
In view of the proven circulation of monkeypox in the country, where 84 cases have already been registered as of August 11, and knowing that its transmission depends on people being exposed to circumstances in which they establish close physical contact, which involves coming into contact with secretions and body fluids of an infected person.
We can avoid the spreading of monkeypox, which is a different spread than COVID-19, so we must be informed about the symptoms of this disease in order to go to the health services, which are the only ones that can make this diagnosis. It is also very important that if you have the disease, isolate yourself for a period of 21 days and report it sincerely to your contacts and healthcare providers.
It is a warning that during the coming weekend there may be a greater transmission of the virus due to the organization of events with a large influx of people from different cities in all the country. In this regard, the Ministry of Health and Social Protection reiterates the call to take extreme self-care measures to avoid contagion by the means described above, and also emphasize the importance of frequent hand washing and the use of masks.
Now it's time for news of the municipality of Full Providence and Santa Catalina with Millicent O'Neill.
Good evening to all our viewers. This is the most relevant information from Old Providence and Catalina. Despite the fact that drinking water is arriving daily in the mountain sector, part of the community says that they cannot benefit from it since they would have to buy at least 50 meters of piping to install their connections.
With the passage of the hurricane, the connections in part of the mountain section were destroyed or obstructed. The community requests installing a principal connection to the neighborhood since some live more than 200 meters from their water meter.
We don't have no main line, so each one have to run a line, and the distance is too far, so when you get water, you get with less pressure. So we have to ask if somebody get to put a main line, we have more facility to get the water.
What we are requesting is a main water pipeline. Please help us at least with that. All our pipes are gone. All the pipes are broken. Now we have to connect 700, 800, almost 1 million pesos worth of pipes. I am spending at least 1,130,000 pesos laying the pieces all the way up to my house.
In times of drought, the cistern closest to the street is filled and pumped from there to the rest of the neighborhood.
I have around about 200 odd meter pipe if you can't get up there, if I can get water from. And not them leaky pipe, good size pipe for you when the water come, it not stop up. You see me? But them just bring a thing and leave it there and not come see if not no connect.
Finally, Paycar's manager said that the company commitment is to bring water to the whole community.
Today we are trying to normalize all the water service provision through the networks. So we are studying each of these cases to validate which of them need connection. We can't solve them all at once because we haven't received any pressurized water through the lines for several months now. So we invite them to come to our office in town and tell us the situation they are going through.
And in recent days, the Health Secretariat was present in the municipality. The portfolio took the opportunity to visit the works being carried out in the health area.
The Secretary of Health and her team toured the different points of the municipality where health projects are being developed. The head of that portfolio gave a report on her quick visit.
We gone hospital by the spa. Afterward, we visit the new spot where we going to make the new hospital. And then we come to the reconstruction where they know in the town. We talk to the people that were leader the process where they make the construction and then they make the excavation them. They can make the zapatas and supposed to be in 2 weeks more or less.
The reconstruction of the old municipal hospital has a slight delay.
Well, the one got a little problem in the time, but not so much. They have little problem in the moment if you bring the material them for the excavation to tell you know so within the time for rain. Now within a raining time and we have to wait some time for a little piece of sun come out for them can go they move around because when they make the excavation they full again of water.
On the other hand, the second level hospital continues still in the phase of design.
Well, the new hospital right now we only have the diseños them and we got one hosting off and then diseños from the hurricane the other way happening. We need to get everything anti-hurricane.
Finally, economic resources are already in place for the endowment of the municipal hospital, and they're making efforts to have supplies ready for when the construction of the hospital is completed.
This is all we have for tonight for the section of Old Providence and Catlina. Continue in San Andres with more Teleislas news.
Thank you, Emilia. With news of the municipality, we reach to the end of our broadcast. We see you Sunday at 8 p.m. in Teleislas News Weekend. Good night.